What is going on, warriors? This is your man Johnny F here, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about 5 things that you can do to prepare for seasonal affective disorder. And we're starting right now. Welcome to Next Level Warrior. It's always good to have you here. And for anyone that's new to the channel, we go over topics surrounding leveling up your mental health and self-development to build your warrior within and become your next level self. So if that sounds good to you, then make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon to turn on post notifications to join the warrior community and catch my videos posted every week. So you've likely heard of seasonal affective disorder and the genius acronym S.A.D. S.A.D is a type of depression that's related to changes in the seasons. Now, in terms of specific causes, it isn't really known, but the most notable causes have to do with a shift in our internal clocks or circadian rhythm from the reduced level of sunlight that we get as we shift into the colder seasons and the clocks go back. Great, I already know about that stuff. Why does it actually cause depression? Relax there a bit. To make this as brief as possible, this can affect a drop in serotonin levels, which directly affects our mood, likely triggering depression. Along with this, our melatonin levels, which are necessary for our sleeping patterns and mood as well, are also affected in this seasonal shift disruption. Now, I don't mean to be such a downer here, but given the current circumstances and pandemic potentials that can isolate us further on top of seasonal affective disorder, it's more important than ever to prepare ourselves and put in the necessary work to increase our abilities to navigate through this. After all, it's much better than leaving it up to chance and feeling powerless, which is not what Next Level Warrior is about. So let's get to work on this. Nurture that inner warrior. Build your warrior within. Anyway, now that we've got the bad news out of the way, let's get into the good stuff. What we can actually do about this. Try to do your best to keep your waking times and bedtimes consistent. Really, and seriously, avoid sleeping in. Since our internal clocks are thrown off a bit with the sun setting earlier and earlier, a lot of us with seasonal affective disorder symptoms have trouble sleeping. And this can really be exacerbated if you spend a few nights per month awake all night, making it even harder to adjust your circadian rhythm that can affect your hormone levels and other things beyond your mood, making seasonal affective disorder even more difficult to navigate through. As you may have already heard in my recent videos, if you happen to be deficient in magnesium, there are a lot of problems that can occur which can affect our mental health. And one thing in particular is that magnesium is a major building block of our chemical messengers or neurotransmitters, such as serotonin and dopamine, which greatly affect our mood. And since these levels can already be lowered during seasonal affective disorder, if you have a magnesium deficiency going on, this will make it that much more challenging for you. Aside from this though, something that you've probably heard me going on and on about in the multitude of videos that I've made on L Theanine, and why I suggest taking it as well, is because it also naturally raises levels of serotonin and dopamine in the brain. The real magic with it though is that because of its ability to balance excitatory brain activity by raising calming levels of GABA in the brain, this results in improved learning, memory, cognitive function, all while reducing anxiety, whether it's mild or severe. So if you want to know more about it, then check out some of the videos that I've linked in the description on it, and get yourself some L Theanine through the affiliate link that I've got down there as well with a discount code. Oh, and did I mention that it'll actually help you sleep better as well? Wait, what about vitamin D? Right, how could I forget? Yeah, definitely get yourself topped up with vitamin D3. But that's enough of the supplement talk. Let's get to the real work here. I know that this is a broad term, but what I actually mean by consumption patterns in this case, aside from being cautious about substance use when feeling down, is actually how we consume media. I don't exactly know when it became socially acceptable to blow our most precious resource, our time in this case, on binge watching anything. Except for maybe Star Wars. Now, please understand that I'm not pointing the finger here because I've certainly been guilty of this, but after battles with this and deep self-realizations that I've made over the years, I personally ask you to be mindful of these things. I ask because any consistency of this habit, especially in this time of seasonal affective disorder, is literally a band-aid that we're putting on something that won't heal without our actual attention. And this hypothetical band-aid is something that literally is just blocking our view of the growing problem underneath. Aside from this, having any unhealthy media or social media consumption in the evening isn't going to allow your mind to properly wind down before bed, which negatively impact our sleep and mood further. And this brings me to the next point in line with this one. Designing an evening routine for yourself, one where you can gift yourself proper recovery and wind down time, one where you can shut your mind off to the outer digital world. Start with putting your phone on airplane mode for the night. Gifting yourself 30 minutes to an hour before you get to bed with 0 screens, 0 electronics, and use this time to quickly review how your day went, what stood out, what you're grateful for, or even get down on paper any difficulties that you're experiencing to help you process seasonal affective disorder in a better way. Which of course I highly suggest using a journal for this. And you can also take some time to read a book, meditate, but my biggest suggestion here, take some time to plan out your next day. Clarify what's important to you for tomorrow that needs your attention. Going to bed in this way really transforms your mornings, which I can go on and on about, and I certainly will in future videos, so make sure that you're subscribed if you want to know more about this. Getting back to the seriousness of this, it's really important for us to be recovering in these ways at the end of the day by unplugging. You see, if we don't establish some sort of an unplugged evening routine, then we are only going to perpetuate the challenges that come along with seasonal affective disorder, which places an additional strain on our melatonin production abilities, affecting our mood and sleeping patterns further. Believe me, it doesn't matter how good your blue light filter is on your phone or your laptop. There's still going to be an effect. And if you agree with this, then hit that like button. Or the dislike button.
It's up to you.
I understand that a lot of us don't have access to gyms for reasons outside of our control, but this doesn't have to stop us from walking, doing 10 minutes of high-intensity interval training a few days a week, learning how to use a cheap set of resistance bands, or some other bodyweight exercises. Seriously, do yourself a favor and start with something now. Don't wait till New Year's to go down the slippery path of resolutions to make a fake commitment to yourself. Get on it now. You see, the chemicals our body releases as a result of exercising makes you feel fantastic. It lifts your mood, increases your energy levels throughout the day, and even better, when you start seeing the compounding effect of getting stronger, this generates greater levels of confidence in you. You're healthier, fitter, more disciplined, and creating a deeper shift in your self-image. And I gotta ask you something here. There's tons of things that we can do to help manage general depression and seasonal depression. So for the question of the day, I ask you, what are your top suggestions to help with seasonal affective disorder that I haven't touched on in this video? Let's expand on this further in the comments and make a huge list to share with all the viewers here. All right, now let's talk about the other elephant in the room, something we really can't ignore. With the potential of another looming pandemic wave as the colder weather rolls in, this increased level of social withdrawal is not going to make things easier on any of us. This is why I emphasize so much on building your practices, transforming the negative self-talk, managing your thoughts, developing powerful morning and evening routines to help you build your warrior within and become your next level self. And while I'm happy to share what I can, you are the captain of your ship, so take charge of it. Set your sail high and in the direction that you want to go. Don't leave it up to chance. And if you can do me one more favor, actually more of a favor for all of us, share this video with any loved ones that you feel this video could help out. It's always great to show that we care, and even more important to check in with people to see how they're doing, now more than ever. Until the next one, warriors, never stop growing.